Welcome to another edition of the Public Relations Security Service Videocast. We are really privileged to have with us Catherine Matthijs-Zundel from Civility Partners. Catherine, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
For those who don't know Civility Partners, why don't you give us a little rundown on your business and who you serve and the organizations you're privileged to have clients?
Yep. We specialize in HR consulting focused around toxic work environments. So we work in organizations that have bullying, harassment, discrimination as a cultural problem, and we help them transform into a better, healthier culture. And we do that through training programs. I specialize in coaching bullies or abrasive, aggressive leaders, and also through full consulting programs.
I guess the first question I have is, can bullies be retrained? Can you really retool a culture that is embedded and oftentimes inherent to the business, in the first place?
You can. So coaching a bully is a little bit different. That part of the issue there is they're really completely unaware of the damage they cause, and they think their management style is helping get results. So I'm able to help them see differently through coaching. In terms of culture change, yes, there are many long steps that go into it. Those contracts are usually 2 years, and at that point we're only partway there, but yes.
Catherine, I imagine you see just a wide range of obstacles to overcome within the workplace that they've erected over time. Mm-hmm. What are the typical ones you see, and how do you help them overcome it?
Yeah, I'll give you two. One is, clients come to me as a reactive situation. They're reacting to something bad that happened, a public complaint or hostile work environment complaints. And so one obstacle that I overcome initially is with just the leaders, where they haven't seen this coming. All of a sudden there's a slap in the face event, and I have to convince them that that is a cultural problem and the best option is culture change as opposed to one training program or something. So there's a real shift in their mind that I have to help them make. And the second obstacle is, as with any culture change, you have resistors, people who don't think it's necessary. They like it the way it is. And so, a lot of it is just time, communicating with those people over time to bring them in and help them see why this is beneficial for them and the organization they care so much about. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. But those are kind of the two main obstacles, is just getting the buy-in.
To that end, can people, once you sort of shine the light, can they truly be retrained? Can they relearn things that may have taken them decades to forge? Is that possible?
Yeah, so part of what we do is put a lot of processes in place to ensure there is change, right? So for example, if we're going to ask managers to be more accountable for coaching negative behavior and creating a positive environment, then they have core competencies now related to that. They get training around that. It's going to be part of their performance. So now there's organizational processes in place that force them to change. And we find in culture change, sometimes people drop off. Maybe you have someone who says, I don't like this kind of management, I don't want to do it. And that's fine, they can go somewhere else. So some people buy into it, some people are kind of so-so, and those that don't want to do it are invited to leave.
Self-selected is another term.
Yeah.
But, so with that in mind, once a plan is in place, I imagine communicating that to all parties, all stakeholders, is paramount if you're going to see success. How important is that in your process and in your plans that you put together for clients?
Yeah, so any culture change consultant will tell you that communication is a huge part of success in culture change. And that is part of, we're always trying to figure out how can we communicate about things, how can leaders be having more one-on-ones, how can, do we need an e-newsletter? So there's just a million different ways to communicate. But we've had an experience, you and I, that was pretty interesting, where the communication from the top just was not right. It wasn't what the employees needed to hear, and it wasn't bad-natured. It was just tone deaf, I think is the phrase that you used, and he just needed some assistance on communicating around it, and I was able to bring you in and appreciated that.
For me it was fascinating because it really showed me that people could in fact really see things and act differently with just being shown how their current actions are actually counterproductive. Mm-hmm. Most seem to be, at least in that case, person wanted to do the right thing, just didn't know how or had never been shown that before. So thanks for that.
Yeah.
Tell people how to learn more about Civility Partners, how they can get a hold of you?
My website, civilitypartners.com. You can find me all over the internet. Send me a carrier pigeon or a fax, you know. I'm here.
If they have a carrier pigeon, they probably have a fax.
Yeah.
Catherine, this has been a treat. Thank you so much for the time.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you at the next video cast. Thanks for watching.